What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm still working on the Duramax, putting heads on it and rebuilding the whole everything on the truck. Seems like feels that way. This is day 2 on putting it back together, and I have got both heads, brand new heads, new gaskets, head studs. Got all the valve train ran, valve covers on, got most of the fuel system back on, as you can see. Exhaust manifolds, I got the Y bridge in, and I'm working on the turbo over here now, because that is the next piece I'm going to put on, and then I'm going to work my way from the back of the engine back forward and start putting the front stuff back on. But working on the turbo over here, and I've never rebuilt the turbo before, so this is kind of new to me, but it does not appear to be that hard or difficult. I ordered a new unison ring and new vanes and everything because I did not know what the shape was of these, and by looking at it, they actually looked like there was nothing wrong with them, but the truck's got 300,000 miles on it. I didn't know, hadn't got it apart yet at the time, so I ordered a kit with everything in it, and it really was not that bad. It really was not, but I want to go ahead and do it since I had it off. This is the thrust bearing here, and as you can see, it is a 270 degree thrust bearing. Comes apart like that. You have a little sealing ring right here, if you can see that. Anyway, I've got a new 360 degree thrust bearing here. This is a 2-piece, and there's a sealing ring on this piece here. Put that on there, it'll go in that cover there, and then from the looks of it, there's no directions with this kit whatsoever, but from the looks of it, by looking at this plate here, if you look, it's got 2 sides to it, and the oil holes, this looks like an oil path. It's got 3 oil holes down there, 1, 2, and 3. So if you look at your turbo housing here, you have an oil hole coming out of it. So that tells me that that oil hole is going to go in that galley like that right there, and then the other piece will sit on top of that, sort of kind of. So it'll actually go that piece, and then this piece here will sit there like that when you put your front cover piece back on with a new O-ring like this. And your vanes here, they just sit down in there. There's a little pin that holds them. This rotates around. I'm not sure if I can do it one-handed, but that opens the vanes, closes the vanes like that. And there's a little tab on the exhaust side of this that sticks in here that makes those open and close like that. It's really not that much to it. I'm going to set you up over here, and I'm going to start putting this back together. One thing I do see that I don't know about is on your turbine shaft here, see the groove down there at the bottom of it? There's a piston ring type thing there. That's your seal for your exhaust gases, and there's 2 different types, and I'm not sure why, because as I say, there's no instructions. If you see on the one on the left, it is an overlapping ring, which should give a better seal. The one in the middle is just a blunt cut ring. That's the one that come out of it. The one on the, well, let me flip it around here. It'll be on the left again. That's the new blunt cut ring. But it looks like to me, this overlapping ring would seal better. That's the only difference I see. So I'm not sure why they sent both, but it definitely seems to me that the overlapping ring should seal better. Alright, here's the turbine shaft and the ring, the new piston ring slash exhaust side turbine seal, whatever you want to call it. Take a scribe here, work it down in the groove. It goes like that right there. It looks like that should make a complete seal right there. A lot better to me, but we'll see. Then we have this over here, and I want to lubricate this right here before I put it back together. I'm sure this truck will probably have oil pressure on it before it starts, being so I've had the whole fuel system apart, but I'd rather just lubricate everything here pretty good. That way, there's already lube there, and I'm using some Lucas mixed with a little bit of gear oil there for that. And I suppose the best way to do that, we want some on this piston ring here, so when it spins in, the aluminum housing over there, everything is kosher with that as well. And let's see. I think I'm going to put just a little bit more on that. That way there should not be any lubrication issues when it first cranks up here. Okay. Gotta get an O-ring for this. My workstation here is not that great. But that's what I got to work with at the moment, so that's what I'm going with. Glass table in the workshop, not really the best thing. Let's see, I don't know what the best way to go about doing that is. Like that right there, I suppose. Sits on that little lip. There's a little lip right there. I know you can't see that on camera, but there's a little lip right down inside here that O-ring goes in. And then your front plate should go back on there, and I marked it somewhere here, right there. I marked here and there, that way I would know where it goes. Even though there's an arrow here pointing up, I wanted to be sure and mark everything as I took it apart, so that I would know how it went. They sent 4 new bolts in the kit, and I do not have a socket, for whatever reason, that will fit these bolts. It's a 8mm 12-point. Whatever reason, can't find one. I don't have very many 12-point sockets anyway, because they're generally not that useful for taking stuff out. Because they round the heads of it off, but sometimes you gotta have that. I don't have that, so what I did was took a 5/16 wrench and ground the back side of it right there so I could get down in there good enough to get them out. Not ideal, for sure.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get the job done, if you know what I mean. Because it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. There's nowhere to get a socket at. And I do not want to wait till tomorrow to finish this project, so we're doing it this way, right, wrong, or otherwise. That should work. That's the way I took it out. Keeps falling apart there. I want to be careful not damage your sensor there. I'm not taking all that apart. I just wanted to put some new bearings and stuff in here, and thrust washer, whatever. Here's a little tab that lines up right here that operates this. This moves back and forth based off that sensor in there. Actuator, whatever, sensor combined. It's kind of a messy deal here. It's not ideal, but I'm getting her done. You know how it goes. So we've got our new piston ring style seal on the turbine shaft there. We've got 2 brand new bearings here to get out of the package. Now I'm wondering, I think this kit may fit more than one turbo, or maybe they made different styles of them, I don't really know. But anywho, these are your bearings with a spacer in the middle. So we want to put one bearing down like that, spacer in the middle, other bearing on top of that right there. We're going to put some lubrication on that. Like that right there. A little lube on that piston ring there. And then we'll put this in the housing there. Got a little bit of build up on that, but I think it'll be okay. Piston ring went in. So I do believe that'll be a better seal than the other one was. What a mess. Okay, so then this right here, I gotta find my mark here. I see it now, I think. Hold this turbine up this way. Should have took this oil tube off as well, but I didn't, so whatever. That's not correct. I think I put 2 marks on here. I'll get it turned around in a minute, because this tube has got to go towards the bottom. Something like that. Could have swore I had 2 marks on here. Anyway, gotta look and try to get the vanes lined up. Make sure that the vane pin is going in the vane down there. There's also a lineup pin here on this side. It's got to go in. Once you get it correct, it should fall back together There's a mark I was hunting right there. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I put a mark right there so I could kind of tell when I got close. And it's on it. It's not quite all the way down though, but probably not recommended to be done with a hammer, especially on a glass table, but I like to live on the edge around here. You know how it is. Get this thing to go down. I know that lineup pin over here. I don't know if that lineup pin's holding me off or what. Not liking it. Side here went together. Not sure what the holdup is there. It feels like everything's lined up there. Something ain't just right. Down on one side, not the other. For some reason, it's not going to go. I don't know why. Maybe it's just dirty. I don't know. I don't see the issue. Looks like it should go. Put the hammer up under there, keep that from going down. Two pins we got to line up there. One for the vanes, one for the housing line up. Should go right in there. It acts like it's lined up, it just don't go. I don't know why. Got clearance there. I guess it's just a really tight fit. Get our band back on here. Where'd the nut for the band go? Right there. When they rebuild these things, I think they bead blast them in a bead blaster cabinet. Probably cleans that surface in there up a little better than what I did, so it goes together a little better, and they probably don't have all this trouble, if I had to guess. But I don't have all that. So, we're doing it this way. This wheel is a new wheel. It's supposed to be already balanced. At least that's what they say. I don't know how important that is anyway, because the way these trucks are done from the factory, with all the crankcase vent going into the turbo, it makes you wonder how that turbo can stay in balance anyway with all the oil and stuff getting on it. But anyway, it is a left-hand thread on this. Something to remember. And this particular one happens to be a 7/8 and a 17 fits the wheel, I believe. Well, that was a little smaller, it feels like a 16, but anyway, I think we can make it work with that 17 because it's not very tight anyway. Yeah, wrong way. Tighten up, I suppose. See how much clearance we have. Pretty much none. We have just a little bit of up and down shaft play. Very little. And no in and out shaft play. That tire's free. Feels like it's lubricated enough. So, should be alright. All we got to do now is put the front cover back on. And it goes just like this right here. Make sure the O-ring's still in there because they didn't send a new one. Yeah, O-ring's still on the outer housing here. Let me grab some anti-seize over there. I should have put some on those other bolts as well. I'll put some on these. Alright, so I'm going to put just a little bit of anti-seize on these bolts, just for good measure, I suppose. Usually a good idea when working with stuff like this. Yeah, that's the same type bolt, but it's not the one that came out of it. But anyway, same thread, same length, it'll work. And then I'll run all these down. And I steam cleaned this before I started, just to get it cleaner because it had oil all over it, obviously. It was not this clean when I took it out. Shaft still spins free. Doesn't hit the housing or anything. Feels good, I like it. I think that will work. So I'm going to go ahead and set it back in there. That's done. Got to put a new gasket here. Also, like I say, you probably should take this off so you don't break it off, but I didn't. But anyway, that's how you rebuild your own turbo at home when you don't really have the proper tools and you don't really know what you're doing anyway. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.